Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome back to the FR2.0 Sprint Series presented by S.R.O.C Racing. You are seeing this completely alright. It's a night race here on Bathurst in the Formula Renault. It's the fourth round of the season. The drivers have also qualified in the dark and we are waiting everyone to grid up on the starting grid with Wellinga and Tigelaar on the front row. It's gonna be a doozy one. It's not gonna be dark for the entire session since the day and night cycle allows to speed up the time of passing during the night, so it will get lighter as the race continues on at an increased pace than would be natural, and we await the start. And we're off for the start of Bathurst here tonight. It's Wellinga with an incredible start. Tigelaar right behind him. Everyone is safe through the first corner. S.R.O.C is, Eekhoven is, and there comes the rest. Frelick, Hobson, Sunima, and Janssen. Tigelaar. Hogendijk is new off has started from the pits. He's waiting maybe for the sun to come up and be extra safe. We are seeing Van Eekhoven and S.R.O.C in a duel. Immediately there in the dark. It's incredible. It's very dangerous. There can't see anything here. It's literally when you see the wall, just hit the brakes. It's Eekhoven running wide there in the corner. So is not everyone else, but he's risking there by wanting to pass. So we can see the sun breaking through there. It's Alex Jensen with a move there on Simon Frelick, who is being extra careful there, and Sunima is getting through Frelick as well, and we go up ahead. We still have S.R.O.C and Eekhoven here. Oh, and there comes a move by S.R.O.C here on the inside. There he comes, let's see him try. Oh no, it's a big crash. It's a very big crash here, and here come the rest of them. They probably won't see this. There comes even Greg Hobson. Greg Hobson hits all four drivers there. There's a very bad file up there. It's clogged up with cars there, and we see Sulima's car being completely destroyed. We are seeing S.R.O.C with a broken front wing. And Alex Janssen is even missing his rear wing at the moment. He's driving around with a Lotus 49, so it seems. And we have Tigelaar and Wellinga coming off the mountain in P1s and 2. Relatively safe at the moment. Let's see if they can keep this up. It's Wellinga in first place. His car seems to be fine at the moment. And Tigelaar is doing fine as well. Right behind them. They're 7/10 removed from each other. They're probably not going to attack each other until the sun comes out. And we will wait and see when the moment will be there. It's a small field today. Not a lot of drivers deeming themselves worthy to try Bathurst in the dark. The two drivers here are going wide at the moment. And it's still anyone's race at this point. We see Tigelaar being very careful there. He has dodged everyone. So it seems Jonas Gielen is rolling off the mountain literally there with Hogendijk in front of him crashing. So it seems. Or letting everyone pass, that's also a possibility. But we're back with Tigelaar and Wellinga. They're both in P1s and 2. It's a little bit of lighting there in turn 1. That's the only light you'll have. And Wellinga has missed the asphalt, comes up back again. And here we are. It's Tigelaar peeking up in the inside of Wellinga. Oh, and here's the light. There's the few sun rays coming up. It's Tigelaar with a move on for P1, and Wellinga hits him. Both of them crash very hard there. Oh, and that's probably one race over for one of them. And they are giving everyone time here to get by there. Johnson doesn't seem to mind to have lost his rear wing. And Nuaf has joined his rivals and is a lap behind at the moment. Wellinga has to make a little bit of room there. Johnson is up in front with the broken rear wing. It's very peculiar to see a Formula runner without a rear wing, but it's working. Probably don't need a lot of downforce in Mount Panorama. But anyway, let's see the two victims of that crash. It's Tegelaar and Wellinga. Oh, and Tegelaar is having trouble there on the mountain. Well, we have Solima in the pits. We see Van Eekhoven in the pits after that hard crash, together with Craig Hobson. So is Dominic Hogendijk there. They're all fighting up. And we see Nuaf unlapping himself there. He's going to try to make up as much time as possible. It's going to be 11 laps here around Mount Panorama. We've only done one yet. Except for Nuaf, he's still in his first lap. So he's got to make up for around 2 minutes to unlap himself now. A little bit more. And we see Solima and Frelick have regained the track. They're both respectively 7th and 8th. Solima is also missing the cover of his engine. And let's see how Frelick is doing. Frelick seems alright. Doesn't seem to have a lot of damage. Jonas Gilles has avoided most of the damage. He's running around at a slower pace. He's a minute behind the leader, which is Alex Jensen. But he's doing alright. He's trying to survive the mountain, especially in the dark, which is a smart plan to do. And Tegelaar is doing exactly the same. You can see him here. And we have Solo entering the pit. It's a new addition to the Formula Renault Sprint Series. And Davis Tegelaar has gone also into the pits for some repairs to his cars. And Wellinga is still close to Janssen at the moment, trying to follow him. Janssen was quite the fellow at Okayama 2 weeks ago. And he's showing some excellent things here as well, without a rear wing. And it was a very weird move between Wellinga and Tegelaar there when they crashed. Probably just Wellinga misinterpreting the distance between his car and that of Demis Tegelaar. And we see that Solo and Tegelaar are still in the pits. It's taking quite a long time at the moment. And it's basically Frelick making up a lot of time compared to Gilles, who is driving considerably slower. It's now 17 seconds between the two drivers, but it's getting less every turn basically. And Nuaf has found Solima almost. He's only 6 seconds behind him, making up a lot of time there. Maybe it was the smarter thing to do to start from the pits instead of on start late on the start finish. Since that big crash there with 4 cars, 2 of them are out. It's Van Eekhoven and Hobson. And it's getting lighter and lighter here while we lose a little bit of connectivity here. And here we can see Nuaf getting closer here in the descent of the mountain. We'll probably try it here by drafting and then getting around him. Here's the move by Nuaf on the inside here, the little bend to the right. Very good move there by Nuaf. In for P6. And Frelick is getting very close to Riles. And there's a big gap between Ott Tigelaar and Pieter Wellinga. The dark start, if the start in the darkness at least, has shaken up a lot of things here today. The qualifying was in total darkness as well. Had an element of surprise there who would be on top. Damon Stigelaar looked as if he would start from pole until Wellinga put up a lap that was a few tenths quicker. Most of the drivers didn't succeed to put a time on. And here we see Frelick at the back of Gilles. Now let's see if Frelick can get around Gilles here by drafting behind him. Will make probably the same move Nuaf did a lap ago. And here they are. Frelick choosing for the outside instead of the inside. And he has passed Gilles, who didn't stand a chance there with that draft helping Frelick around him. And Gilles will now have Nuaf behind him with more or less a 30-second deficit. An advantage, I should say, over Nuaf. But knowing Nuaf, that's going to be a very easy thing to do. Nuaf, one of the faster drivers and the leader in the championship here at the moment. So he's going to be there at the end, unless he crashes into the mountain, of course. But we're not suggesting he's gonna. And Ott Tigelaar in P3 has more than 40 seconds of a disadvantage against Wellinga and almost half a minute on Simon Frelick, so he's kind of lonely. And I believe that Damon Stigelaar, who's now in the pits, was hoping for a little bit of a better result than being stopped in pit lane for repairs. Probably even has too much damage. And Wellinga keeps the distance around 5 seconds behind Jensen. Jensen, who even without the rear wing is driving around fanatically. Here we have a lap on board with Ott Tigelaar running around in P3. we have found Gilles and Nuaf, who are right behind each other. Nuaf trying to pass Gilles as quick as possible. Maybe make even up for some last time there. Oh, and Gilles runs wide. Gilles runs wide and just gives Nuaf position 5 in the race. It's very unfortunate. Let's see if he can resume the race. It looks okay. Nuaf will be very glad that wasn't going to be a long dragging on fight. Now we're in lap 7 now. Past the halfway mark a few laps ago. And let's see if Simon Frelick can stay in front of Nuaf. Simon Frelick hoped he could challenge Nuaf for the title this year, but has seen a lot of bad fortune coming his way. He's crashed out a few times. He's had to recover a lot of points. He's doing so in a very slow pace at this moment, at a very slow rate I should say, because there's nothing wrong with his pace. His race pace seems alright. Might look a little bit strange here on Mount Panorama. It's not his favorite circuit. Here we can see what a difference the sunrise makes. We can see clearly now. The start of the race was very scrutinized by a lot of the drivers. A lot of the contenders were unhappy, unable seeing anything. Able to see anything made it a lot harder. These cars don't have any headlights on them, so obviously it's gonna be a very dark view straight at them. Not anymore. And we've seen David Stigelaar and Wellinga maximize in the qualifying session, conquering the first row, with Wellinga starting at pole. His advantage now being ahead of that incident here on top of the mountain, where 4 or 5 drivers clogged up the lane by crashing into each other at some point. It was one big chain reaction. But Frelick looks alright coming off the mountain here. He's also getting closer to Altigelaar. It's not with big chunks, but it's steadily getting closer and closer. It was first half a minute, it's now more or less 20 seconds. So if Altigelaar can try to up the pace a little bit, he only has to complete 3 more laps, meaning if he can stay 8 seconds ahead of Frelick every lap, he's gonna be quite safe. He has to make a run for it, that's for sure, because Frelick is coming. 17 seconds left. You can see that in the last corner, Frelick still pushing. Once that podium plays real bad, at the moment only has the opportunity to make up 2 points compared to Nuaf. And if he reaches P3 and Nuaf remains in 5th, he'll have the chance to recover, I believe, even 7 points instead of 3. So that's a bigger chunk taken out of the advantage Nuaf has over him in the standings. And Gilles is doing alright. We've seen S.R.O.C in the pits at the moment, probably calling it a day. And Gilles, his perseverance is taking him a long way. here for position 6. Oh, and Frelick makes a little mistake on top of the corner, on top of the mountain. Is lucky not to hit anything there. Very lucky, we might add. This gives Attigelaar a great opportunity. And at the moment the graphic is saying Alex Jensen is in his last lap, which is a little bit strange. Should be 11 instead of 10. Here we have him, on top of the mountain. Yes, still driving without his rear wing and doing fine. So we have 6 drivers left in the race. It's been a massacre. More than half of the drivers are out of it. And only Solima at this point of all the drivers who won't finish will gain points, since you have to drive at least 50% of the race to actually gain some points, meaning Damon Stigelaar, Solo, Craig Hobson, Dominic Hogendijk and Van Eekhoven won't receive any points at this moment in time. Here's the last corner of the track. Getting around the corner. There's one more lap left for Alex Jensen, who's in the lead. It's incredible to see Alex Jensen surviving for so long with all that significant damage on his car. And there's a lot of bumps on that mountain in the descent as well as in the climb, so it really is a miracle. He's still driving around without all that downforce, excuse me. And these will be a very welcome addition of points. Alex Jensen was penalized in the last races for not having his race number on, or his intended race number, that is. And Alex Jensen will win tonight's first race here at Bathurst. Has one corner to go. Let's see if we can make it with the images. There he is. Congratulations, Alex Jensen. What turned out to be a massacre has been a blessing. Congratulations. We will wait for some of the other drivers to finish up the race. And we will head to race 2, which will be held in the morning, so there will be a clear vision this time at the start. Tigelaar coming off the mountain, still in third, has 14 seconds on Frelick, so that means Tigelaar will have a podium finisher in this first race will be very happy. Was very careful in the opening start, and he has only the chicane left and the last corner. Now congratulations to Altigelaar for making it to the podium today. And we hope he succeeds also in the second race of tonight. Well, Frelick will finish in P4 and will stay in front of Nuaf, who's still on top of the mountain. Ladies and gentlemen, we will be preparing for our second race today. We thank you for watching and we will see you later. Bye bye.